So we're signing all the paperwork now so that we can take her home. It's crazy. I'm like shocked. I'm gonna cry when we have to separate her from her siblings. So I'm pretty sad. So we're just making sure they have to like give us all her info and whatnot. She's never gonna see her siblings anymore. Like, it's really sad. I'm gonna cry. So I'm just ready to bring her home and get over it, get this over with. Yeah, I'm not nervous. It arrived today as well. I'm really anxious, but we got my doggy. It's mine. It's for my anxiety attacks. 45 minutes timer. It turns off because it's for babies. So we're going to let her use Nala. I'll come.
Yeah, you overwhelmed yourself.
You and your obsessive tendencies.
But you just want to try and it seems a lot scarier than it is. I think once you've got them at home, they are a baby. So she's 8 weeks old. So she is small. She is a baby. So you do.
This is my cane Melody.
I
think you guys have seen her before.
So just like a newborn,
I can't
because
see.
of their age and their size, if she's not drinking enough, if she's not eating enough, if she's got some diarrhea,
Sorry,
she will decline very quickly.
Sorry if I'm rocking.
Out of the ordinary, act on straight away. Also true, use us as a tool. We are contactable 24 hours a day, so we've got after hours numbers and things. So if nothing's a stupid question, please don't ever feel scared to ask us something. If you think, I'm not really sure, I want to just check, let us know. But so text that number that you have from us already. We have a different after hours number and you will call us here during the day as well. But yeah, and there's also some different information sheets in here that I'll show you that talk about how they go on their first night and things like that as well. But yeah, health-wise, basically go to the vet on this day or close to as you can, and then another month later, and then you're in the clear. Then you can start to go out and about. Now, this is about feeding. So she's being fed advanced growth plus growth, which is this for medium breed dogs here. She's getting fed, I say 2 to 3 times a day. So what I would do, because they're having such small amounts at the moment, breakfast, dinner.
I swear it's how I stim. Sorry, guys.
Complete meal. They have the biscuits, they have a bit of water, and they also have 1 teaspoon of wet fruit. Now that's just because of their age and they're still so small. We're softening it up a bit just so it digests easily, that kind of thing. But
small cup of that.
1/4 of a cup.
Yep.
Oh, actually that's not good. Yeah, so I'll just small amount of boiling hot water.
Yep.
So 1 to 2 tablespoons.
To soften up the biscuit.
Yeah.
Yep. And then a little bit of this wet stuff.
Yeah, 1 teaspoon.
This wet stuff.
Yep.
1 teaspoon. And mush it, mix it in. Because if it's separate to the biscuits, they'll just try and eat that. But what I was going to say, so for middle of the day, for lunch, you can just try and offer some dry biscuits on their own, so she can sort of pick at that if she's hungry and tie her over and put it in a time. Because otherwise it's a long time.
What about Lick Mats and
they're great.
Yogurt?
Yeah,
We got yogurt and peanut butter.
Yeah, being puppy, so they do have extra sensitive tummies, so things like that, at this age, you just want to do very small amounts and introduce it little bits at a time. So try her with a little bit first. If she goes fine with it, absolutely. So we use
Is that the
things
sort of
like
thing you
that.
go to the middle of the day?
Yeah, or if you're leaving the house, give it to her to keep it occupied. Things like if you're going up to work, and so my friends have you need to have a routine. Have a think about how your day looks and how her routine's going to look. So first thing you get up in the morning, you take her out to the toilet and you feed her breakfast. Feed them as soon as you're up in the morning. And then you might have a little bit of play, have a coffee before work, whatever, and sort of when it's time for you to start like going up and doing your work, give her a Kong or a licky mat or something like that with some food in it. That's one of those toys, it's like a rubber toy, it's not very good for teething, but it's got a hole in the centre, so you can put like peanut butter, yogurt, sticks, treats, whatever inside it, and it sort of comes out, keeps them similar to what we're looking at, but it's just like good for them chewing, because obviously they're teething at the moment too. So any toys you choose, like things that are rubber, are really good textured things, really good for teething. But yeah, do that, and then you know, you're gonna leave her be for a couple of hours, come back down, take her to the toilet, you know, yeah, whatever, sort of work out that routine, and then just
Try not to get any of them on camera.
True, in terms of like training and stuff, you guys talk about like if you're both going to be at home, like sort of involved with it, you're using the same phrases, the same words, things like that. Because if everyone's saying different things, they get confused. Yeah.
Well, I'll be on my own this weekend with us, so, but that's the sort of thing I want to be doing, is sort of getting to that. So we've like I've got training treats and things like that, so they're right for them.
Yeah, if it's like Poppy on the packet, usually it is.
Does it say Poppy on it?
Which is okay. So anything chicken, so their food is all chicken, turkey, like lean white meats like that is good.
We got
for them
3
at the
different
moment.
types.
Stay away from like beef, kangaroo, liver, that's all really rich. So that you want to sort of wait until down the tray.
Okay.
One thing that's always safe to give them, which is also like a treat for them because they love it, is like chicken breast. So
Okay.
if you boil up
Oh, I
some
love
chicken
chicken
breast and
breast.
shred that up and put that
Sexy
in
can't
some
eat that.
choice, put that in the liver and that, you know, things like that, that's good as well. You can even, like, I know people, people like me. So when it's hot, I don't know what this sort of cooling down now, but you got a slow feeder bowl or looking at something
got a
like
slow feeder
that.
bowl?
Yeah, you can, like, when you boil the chicken, tip the liquid that it was boiled in, tip that into like a slow feeder bowl and freeze it, and then give it to her on a hot day. She can lick at it, it tastes great, it's just going to keep her cool and hydrated. So
Oh no, I've
there's
got so
many
many.
things you can do, yeah.
Once it's in your feed, it's just constant.
I know, yeah.
I get that. Oh, I get that. Got that.
Yeah, I know, and you just, yeah, and it's hard to say no every time you're angry. Oh, you don't like that, I get that, yeah. Oh, I can relate. So, yeah, that's all the information about feeding there.
Yep.
Obviously, do not overfeed them or avoid changing their diet suddenly.
Yep.
This food that they're having, obviously that's a 3 kilo bag, that should last you a while, but you can get that readily anywhere. Advances it, not at the supermarket, but any pet store or vet supermarket. If you ever do want to change her food, that's fine, just do it gradually.
Yeah, I mix the two in, and then.
So don't wait till you finish your bag. When you're getting low, get the new food and start mixing it together over about a period of a week. So a little bit more and more each day. So once they're open, they go in the fridge and they last open for 3 days. Being that she's only having a teaspoon per meal, like this you'll probably get 3 days out of it, and then open the next one. This wet food too, like you don't want to be doing it for ages, like for too much longer. The biscuits are fine to have, so we'll see how she goes. And if some people are really against wet food, we always start them on the breeders too when they're young, because it just adds a little bit extra for them, a bit of extra nutrients, and it softens it up and just makes it a bit more nice.
Yep. But you were saying,
You don't have to stress about keeping up with
but it's
that.
more around like, so when I feed her in the morning,
Yeah.
a little bit of that, a little bit of hot water,
Yeah.
a little bit of that,
Yeah.
mix it together so it's all soft.
Yeah.
And then let it go.
Absolutely, yeah, and do the same for dinner. Middle of
But
the
nothing really
day.
tonight.
No, I think leave it for tonight. Just wait until breakfast tomorrow. Maybe even for a couple of treats and get home somewhere.
Yeah, we'll give her something.
And then middle of the day, focus on like an activity like a licky mat or something, or just some plain biscuits in a bowl. Yeah.
Cool.
And then eventually, like there is a feeding guide on the back of this bag.
Yep.
So just so you know that when to sort of increase her food, I would reevaluate it in about 3 weeks. Yeah. So